Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette's Chock Chapple furthers his career as an influencer in Kansas despite pushback, amid signs he won't move to NYC with Joan. The Golden Bachelorette's Chock Chapple is teasing more influencer content from his native Kansas, making it clear that he doesn't care about Bachelor Nation's pushback on his refusal to move away from Wichita to fulfill Joan NYC dreams. Chock, who met Joan during the whirlwind of the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, has been circling the drain about the couple's plans to forego their separate homes and move to NYC together. While Chock seemed on board with the plan at the end of the show's run, he's seemingly reneged his support of the idea, sticking close to home in Kansas. In a recent Instagram post, Chock shared that he'd recently been shopping with Joan in town at a local clothing store in Wichita, but teased some content coming from the trip. While Chock initially posted a video with Joan in it from his excursion, it appears there will be more from the trip. Always great to see my guy at Rafi. Awesome store he's got. Recap coming soon. Chock shared, along with a photo of himself and the owner of Standard Issue Co. in Wichita. Chock should be excited to have influencer opportunities, but knowing they're in Wichita is a struggle. Although Joan has been in support of Chock gaining opportunities in his hometown, the fact that he's becoming a local influencer definitely wasn't on her bingo card this year. While Chock getting opportunities to change his situation and become more of an influencer in his own right are great, the fact that the majority of his opportunities are in Kansas rather than being devoid of a location is interesting. Joan's desire to move to NYC hasn't diminished, and though the couple has stopped updating Bachelor Nation on their move at all, Chock being a Kansas influencer changes their direction together. It's possible that instead of longing to move to NYC in the coming months, Joan will make an exception to enjoy Chock's burgeoning influencer career in his local area. As Chock has been staying put in Kansas consistently, it's possible that Joan will delay their NYC move and spend the majority of her time with her fiancé in his native Kansas. Though she's had her heart set on NYC since the Golden Bachelorette finale, Joan may be putting her relationship first as Chock makes strides with influencing. Though it may not be her first choice, Joan may put Chock first. Although Chock's influencing has likely delayed or scrapped the couple's move to New York City, it's been interesting to see Chock making moves in the influencer space. While he's been supporting smaller businesses in Kansas, Chock's also gotten partnerships with larger global brands as well. Despite knowing that it's changing the way Bachelor Nation sees him, Chock seems to be enjoying making content that shows who he is, what he loves, and where he's from. Though things may be rocky with Joan after the Golden Bachelorette because of his career shift, Chock has been showing up for his Kansas community. Chock Chapple's time on the Golden Bachelorette may be winding down, but his influence is only growing. While Joan navigates the tricky waters of love, Chock is navigating something else entirely, a career as an influencer, firmly planted in Kansas. Despite the romantic sparks that have flown between Chock and Joan, there's been one looming question in their love story. Would Chock be willing to trade his Midwestern roots for the bright lights of New York City, where Joan is firmly established? As weeks pass, the signs seem to indicate that the answer is a firm no. And while that could spell trouble for his relationship with Joan, it has done wonders for his online brand, as he leans into the charm that made him a fan favorite. The rise of the Kansas gentleman Chock Chapple may not have set out to become an influencer, but he has effortlessly tapped into a niche that Bachelor Nation didn't know it needed. A rugged yet refined Midwestern gentleman with a sharp wit and a soft heart. His Instagram, once a modest collection of family moments and Kansas sunsets, has transformed into a hub of curated content that blends heartwarming storytelling, lifestyle tips, and good old-fashioned cowboy wisdom. From videos of him perfecting the art of grilling a Kansas City steak to motivational posts about perseverance and self-growth, Chock's brand has found an eager audience. He even launched a YouTube channel, Chock Full of Wisdom, where he shares reflections on life, dating at a later stage, and the importance of staying true to one's roots. It's no surprise that brands have taken notice. Within weeks of the Golden Bachelorette airing, Chock secured deals with Kansas-based businesses, including a well-known barbecue sauce company and a farm-to-table grocery delivery service. His collaborations, paired with his natural charisma, have turned him into a full-fledged influencer. Joan's big city dreams versus Chock's prairie loyalty. While Chock's influence grows, so does the speculation about his future with Joan. Fans have noticed that while other contestants have made vague mentions of relocating for love, Chock has consistently spoken about the deep ties he has to Kansas. In a recent interview on a Bachelor Nation podcast, Chock addressed the elephant in the room. "Look, I have so much respect for Joan, and she's an incredible woman," he said. "But moving to New York City? That's a big ask. I love my life in Kansas. I love the open space, the people, the community. It's not just where I live, it's part of who I am." Joan, on the other hand, has made it clear that New York is non-negotiable. Her career, family, and social life are all deeply rooted in the city, and she's expressed concerns about maintaining a long-distance relationship. Though neither has confirmed their status post-show, sources close to the couple suggest that Joan may have hoped Chock would come around, while he may have assumed she would eventually consider splitting her time between both locations. The pushback against Chock's success. Not everyone is thrilled about Chock's new direction. Some Bachelor Nation fans have accused him of capitalizing on his newfound fame rather than prioritizing his relationship with Joan. On social media, critics have pointed out that Chock seems more focused on brand deals and content creation than making the sacrifices necessary for love. He's turning into an influencer instead of a fiancé. One Twitter user wrote, "If he really loved Joan, he'd figure out a way to make New York work." Another comment under one of his Instagram posts read, "We get it, Kansas is amazing. But if you're serious about Joan, why not at least try out NYC for a bit?" Chock, however, has remained unfazed. He continues to post consistently, leaning into the persona of a small-town man resisting the big city pull. Some fans have even defended him, arguing that it's refreshing to see a contestant who isn't willing to completely uproot himself just for television romance. One follower commented, "Why should Chock have to move? He's being honest about what he wants, and that's more than a lot of people do in these shows." The future of Chock's brand, even if Chock and Joan don't make it in the long run, his influencer career shows no signs of slowing down. If anything, the drama surrounding his decision has only driven more engagement to his platforms. Rumors are swirling that he's in talks to host a travel and lifestyle series centered around exploring hidden gems of the Midwest. There's also buzz about a possible book deal, with publishers eyeing him for a memoir meets advice book on love, loss, and the pursuit of happiness in your golden years. Some have even speculated that Bachelor producers might keep him in their orbit, either as a mentor figure for future Golden seasons or even as a potential lead himself should the Golden Bachelor ever get a second round. Regardless of what happens with Joan, one thing is clear: Chapple is no longer just another contestant. He's built a brand, a community, and a future for himself that extends far beyond reality TV. As he says in his now viral sign-off phrase, "The sun sets where it sets, but home is where you plant your roots." And for Chapple, that home is Kansas, whether Joan Vassos is in it or not.